Joining us live and exclusive at this moment is one of the senior most ministers in the Narendra Modi government, Union Law and Telecom Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad. Ravi Shankar Prasad ji, welcome to India today. Can you begin by giving us, in your view, the broad thrust of the second tranche of the Union government's announcements today, and how soon you believe the relief that you have announced will be transmitted to those who need it the most?
You must understand the Prime Minister came with a 20 lakh crore package for coronavirus impact, for economy, for the poor people, for middle class, the corporate sector. Yesterday you heard about 3 lakh crore for MSME. And the MSME will also benefit the poor people, the migrant workers who work there. And the redoing of the definition of MSME by itself is going to give a big boost to economic initiative and will become the beneficiary. Now what is today's focus? Today's focus is agriculture, farmers, migrant workers and the thelawalas and rediwalas, and obviously the extremely middle class in case of housing. Now let me give you only few things, you must have noticed it yourself. Now nearly 4 lakh banking transactions of farmers have been given the moratorium of 3 months, which the farmers have availed in high number. 86,000 crores of new loan have already been granted to more than 63 lakh farmers. That was also announced today. The exact number may be a little higher, but I will revert to you. Yes, 63 lakh loan, it is already given to 86,000 crores. They are loans, not the farmers. Now, this is there clearly already defined, plus NABARD help is coming to microfinancing, to the cooperative bank, to others. 29,000 crore worth is there. Now come to the migrant worker. Now what you need to migrant worker? They must reach their state. 1,200 Shramik specials are being run, number one. About nearly 10 lakh workers have already reached in various states. The states needed money to make them comfortable for screening, for food, lodging, etc. 11,000 crore plus has already been given. Thereafter, what you needed? They must have food even otherwise, because they have come from outside. Therefore, thousands of crores worth of free food is being provided for more than 2 months. 5 kg of grain, either wheat or rice, and gram chana is made available. Then they must be gainfully employed. Then Manrega provision have been made worth 14,000 crores more to make them gainfully employed during these turbulent times. And lastly, I would say rare in the history of India that street vendors, the thelawalas, the rediwalas, the footpathwalas had been given 50 lakh will be benefited from 5,000 crores of Government of India fund for 10,000 rupees of initial money to restart.
Mr. Prasad.
Therefore, PM's heart is for the poor. You know, yes, go ahead.
Sir, economists and leaders of the opposition are questioning the government's priorities and sequencing. They're saying, yes, what's being done is important, but the first need is to give cash to those who are at this moment marching back home, someone in an auto, somebody walking, someone in a truck. They're asking for the government to give cash to them. 65,000 crore rupees is the opposition's estimate of how much it will cost to give about 7,500 rupees to these families. Is that in the government's plan? Are you looking at a cash handout to those who've been devastated because of the pandemic?
First of all, has the direct benefit transfer been given to 20 crore? Has 8 crore families poor been given DBT for 3 months of gas cylinder or not? Has 1,70,000 crore of package been given or not? Have 80 crore poor people or needing people who are needy have been given free ration 5 kg rice or wheat as the case may be, and pulse 1 kilo or not. These are only outlining. These have already been done. Pensioners, Viklang people, those who are handicapped, those care have been taken. Already 1,70,000 crore. And what we have done for the migrants, I already announced, just outlined. They are also close in the region of with the farmers, etc., are nearly 2 lakh crore plus. Therefore, I am only asking you what the migrants need today. Overpowering urge to go home. Trains have been provided or not? I just want to tell you, it depends upon the state government's consent to start the train. UP has availed 386 trains. Bihar has availed 204 trains. MP has availed 67 trains. Odisha 46, Jharkhand 44, Bengal 7, Chhattisgarh 7, Rajasthan 18, Maharashtra 4. The state and the center have to work together. And in fact, I am totally with you that if my migrant workers' friends are there in some particular, they are moving on foot because of overpowering urge to go home, the state government should straight away stop them, ask for a train. The train will pick them up and take them to destination. And if more than 10 lakh people have already travelled by these trains, UP, Bihar, other places, that's my information is. There is a provision there for food, for screening, Manrega work is there, free food for 2 months is there. All these things are available for them to stay comfortable.
Ravi Shankar ji,
But
this presents...
it is a plight. I will never...
this presents the government with a catch-22 situation. One of your priorities at this time...
Allow me to complete.
Okay, you go on first.
I was only saying it is a difficult time. No one can deny that. Opposition will say, let them say. I know many economists are appreciating our effort. Some can have a different view. We don't dispute with that. But this package, many of which have already been delivered, is a well thought of process with proper stakeholder consultation and also the feedback. Mr. Rahul Kanwal, I need to tell you, I am also in charge of my state. Every day there is a feedback system with the district magistrate, the superintendent of police, with the DDCs, the other feedback system we take. The entire country we are taking feedback system. The other stakeholders are being talked about. So it is not that this particular relief package has been created without consultation. Yes.
Sir, the mass migration of urban labourers presents a catch-22 situation for the government. On the one side, your challenge is to get the economy up and running, to get manufacturing, industry, construction back in business again. On the other side, you've got all the workers, a lot of the workers who would have helped get the wheels of the economy moving away, now going back to their villages. How do you hope to address this challenge? You want to get the economy going, but the workers are now either in their village or heading there.
Yes, you are right. During these challenging times when the pandemic is staring in our face, though India has the lowest number of deaths, God willing. Rahul, you are an experienced journalist of some repute. Is it easier to enforce a 40 days lockdown in a country of the size and diversity of India, with the political divide in India? We should be proud of the leadership of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The people of India responded to his appeal and shared his trust. Yes, these are challenging times, difficult times. But once it eases after ultimately this virus ebbs down, I'm quite sure the workers will come back, the things will start. I will never dispute there will be momentary dislocation. But give us time and space. 6 months to 8 months, I am pretty sure Indian economy will be back on rails, and next year will be a very, very good time for which there is also a projection. Let me give you one example straight away. I handle electronic portfolio. India has become the second biggest mobile manufacturer in the world. We have just 2 factories, now we have 268. Many have started again in Noida and other parts of the country. And I am very keen that I wish to make India as the biggest mobile manufacturer in the world, medical electronics, new technology, work from home. I am going to make it a permanent. I have decided we are working on that. Video conferencing, e-learning, telemedicine. Today I was talking to my Patna district, in my constituency and other places, common service center. Let me tell you how entrepreneurship is exploring itself. You know, CSC is a digital kiosk which gives land record, gives money transactions, banking correspondent, and a whole range of work they do. Today when I was talking to them, I was pleasantly surprised. Many of them are doing telemedicine. And a few of them have started an e-shop where you come and place an order through an app, and they will go to the market through their digital connect and get it delivered in the CSC for you to pick it up. This is how the new areas of entrepreneurship is rising. I've been told in one district of Bihar, 2,000 tailors have returned. Can you believe it? Maybe the new skilling will be there. But these challenging times will also throw big opportunity. That's how I see it.
Ravi Shankar ji, one of the Prime Minister's big thrust was long-term structural reform which will help India turn this crisis into an opportunity. And in that he touched on land, labour, administrative reform. I'll start with labour. The state governments of Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh have pushed through very substantial labour reform. However, this has met some opposition. The International Labour Organization has questioned what the state governments are doing. More so, the RSS's own Bharatiya Mazdoor Sangh has now threatened a pan-India agitation. What are you making of the opposition coming from within and without? How do you hope to tackle this?
First of all, our people will talk. And we need not talk to them through India Today and Rahul Kanwal. Okay? We have a robust dialogue system. And Mazdoor Sangh is not against reform per se. But what is important is if they have some concern, we'll talk to them and address them. Some people are chronic opponents. Some organizations have nothing to say in other parts of the world, but have all comments to offer as far as India is concerned. We have nothing to offer, no comment to offer, let them do whatever they do. But as far as the bold initiative of states like Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, etc. are concerned, why it is very relevant. If we have to kick-start the economy, Rahul, then you will have to trust the manufacturer. Give them some flexibility. And I'm quite sure the workers will also respond. Hard worker always wants to get incentive for their hard work. And I'm pretty sure performance and merit will always count. So today they have just announced it. Let's see how it works. And even otherwise, today Nirmala ji explained in the press conference the wide labor code which we are doing, whether it is giving the security, whether the minimum wage is being expanded, whether the Employee State Insurance Corporation coverage being expanded. All these things are well known to you. That is a work in progress. Therefore, workers' interest is uppermost in our mind. But equally important, manufacturing must go, business operations must start. And I'm quite sure we can find a proper middle ground, which we are quite determined to.
So the Prime Minister also spoke of land reform. Now, you were minister when a newly elected Prime Minister had tried to push through the Land Acquisition Act. You came under fire. The opposition called this a Soot Boot Ki Sarkar. Then the provisions were diluted and the onus was left on the state government. How is the approach to land reform this time, sir, going to be different from what was unsuccessfully attempted the last time round?
I've been watching you for some time on your channel, Mr. Rahul Kanwal. And this is the fourth time you are asking the same question to a minister of the present government.
I'm glad you're watching so much.
I take it as a pet question. If we, you remain under our watch, no problem. Now the point I'm asking you, this shows our receptivity to public concern. If some issues arose, if the state government also felt, let us leave it to our own. We made a model law, go ahead. लेकिन राहुल कंवल आप एक बात जान लीजिए, ना ये सूट बूट की सरकार है, ना सूटकेस की सरकार है जो पिछली सरकार थी. ये सूझबूझ की सरकार है और संवेदना की सरकार है, ध्यान रखिएगा.
So the other key thrust is resilient India and trying to ensure that a lot of manufacturing moves out of India. How confident are you that companies that are currently located in China are actually looking to come to India? There has been manufacturing moving out of China for the past few years. A lot of it has gone to Vietnam, it's gone to Bangladesh. It hasn't come to India so far. What changes? We've been trying this earlier. We haven't succeeded so far. What are we doing different this time round to ensure that now that manufacturing moves out, it comes to India?
Then I can only tell you, you are not up to date. I'm sorry for making this comment, Mr. Rahul Kanwal. Did you notice your entire premises in Noida? In Noida itself, 97 mobile factories have come in Greater Noida. Do you know it?
Sure.
How it has come? Forget that. How many Chinese factories have come in? How many Chinese factories have come in Noida and Greater Noida? Have you noticed that? How many Samsung factory manufactures 1 crore mobile every day in your neighborhood where your office is there? That is India happening. And I am not going to name any country. We stand for Make in India and for India to become a robust manufacturing process. We have given 50,000 crore of incentive for production linked incentive in the field of electronics and mobile manufacturing. We are going to make India a big center of medical electronics, from pathological machine to radiological machine to MRI machine, because healthcare is going to become very important. We have given big incentive for component manufacturing and also cluster manufacturing. Now, since you have asked me this question, how this has given an opportunity to us. Today, work from home has become the norm. I liberalize it completely in terms of security and payment. Today, 85% of India's IT industry is working from home. I have said make it a permanent norm by having an institutional setup for it. Indian companies are coming with video conferencing facilities. We went to hackathon, 2,000 companies have applied. They are going to select them. My own CDOT of the telecom department have made a wonderful product, which is a WhatsApp India with safe and secure standards and also A-class video conferencing facilities, better than the existing world facility. That's how Indian entrepreneurship is rising. Let's welcome that. The same is the case of pharmaceutical. The same is the case of other allies manufacturing. Don't you see how Indian automobiles have given others a chase for their money?
Sure.
Both two-wheelers and four-wheelers. Therefore, I will never discount Mr. Rahul Kanwal. It is a turbulent time. It is a time of great stress. If people and economy remain in lockdown for 40 days, the consequences are bound to be devastating. But what is important is the USP of India, its democracy, its stability, the manner in which it has taken care of coronavirus, the manner the entire country has stood behind the Prime Minister, the manner in which the Prime Minister has worked as India as a team, center and state. This is how we ultimately work in open society, with always a questioning media, which is also a part of democracy. Therefore, in this way, post-corona, the world will look towards India in a big way, invest in India, and surely India will become a very big manufacturing base. I am quite sure of this. And what we have done, I already explained to you.
So in conclusion, I want to ask you, how much time do you think it will take? What's your own internal assessment for the Indian economy to bounce back to a state of near normal? So far, the thrust has been on migrant laborers, micro, small and medium enterprises and agriculturalists. A lot of big companies say the small companies actually get contracts from them, and that's how the small companies survive. They're wondering, what will India Inc., the big boys of India Inc., they're deeply distressed as well. Will they be taken care of and their concerns be looked at in the days to come?
First of all, you should wait for the entire package to be announced. number one. But have we done a lot of tax benefit already to them or not? Whether the EMI recovery is there, the tax filing compliance is there, whether the company law obligations compliance is there. Much before PM's announcement, those concerns have been addressed. And surely, I presume that many of the corporate interests would also be taken care of. But let me tell you, since you asked me in conclusion, it is a churning time for India. And there is an English word, metamorphosis. Rahul Kumar, could you ever imagine that the world will change beyond recognition in 2 months' time? Could you contemplate that nearly 1 lakh people will die in America? 33,000 plus in England. The human mind going to Mars and where not is still struggling to find a proper medicine for this virus, vaccine for this virus. But these are challenging times. But how a country ultimately conducts itself will become the benchmark. And if I can give you a historical reference, all those countries post First World War or Second World War, it had prepared for the follow-up consequences of the two wars, did well. The same analogy I would apply in case of Corona. Those countries which have tightened their belt to take on the situation post-Corona will come up. And India, under Modi ji, has already taken many initiatives. And plus, the enormous human resource of India.
We'll leave it over there for the time being. For joining us with your insights on how you believe this crisis can be turned into an opportunity and the thrust of the government on ventilating the Indian economy, Union Telecom and Law Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad ji, for joining us on India Today. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.